um, and sometimes play in different pubs, restaurants. Every Sunday I do play at my church. I lead worship and new song, and just wonderful, wonderful people. And like I said, just love to play guitar. It's always been a part of my life.
Right now, did you? Are you trained classically playing guitar? You know, do you have formal training playing guitar? How did you find the guitar, or did the guitar find you?
Yeah, I always had a guitar in our house. This, my two older brothers, they played guitar, and there was always a guitar laying around, and they learned by ear. That's how I learned, just by picking it up, playing, listening to albums. When I was my teens years, listened to John Denver.
John Denver.
You know, and if you wanted to learn a piece of music, you had to go to the mall and buy sheet music that has chords on it. And nowadays, you just look at your phone.
How the world has changed, eh?
Yeah, I wish I would have had those technologies back then. That would have made it a lot easier, that's for sure.
So your brothers played music?
Yes.
Any of your parents?
My father played a little bit of guitar. My mom did not. I have two older sisters, and one sister plays a little bit of guitar, but my brothers are the ones who played the most.
So music has always been around the house since a young age. So when did you decide to take it seriously?
I think in my high school years, I carried my guitar. You know, when I drove to school, it was in my car. When I went somewhere, my guitar was with me. It was just, it was always there.
So now talking about original songs, though, when did you start writing your own original music?
I would say in my 20s is when I started really diving into doing my own stuff. And I have a deep faith in God. And I've written a lot of songs about that faith. And then when I was, eventually got married, then I would write songs about my wife, and then eventually about my daughter, about my father, my mother.
Wow.
Never did write a song about my son. And to this day, I still haven't written one about him. Doesn't mean I don't love him.
Oh, okay.
I just haven't written one.
If he's probably listening right now, say, okay,
yeah,
Dad, get to it right now.
it would
get to it.
It would probably be called "He's a Rowdy Boy." The right one.
Uh-oh.
No, he's an awesome man. Now, I mean, he's in his 30s, 31, 32, and we just had our first grandchild.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And Willow's around 10 months old, and just a joy. And he loves Willow. Little Will loves music. When I go over there, I always take a guitar. Usually take a guitar with me, and let him just listen. Let him strum on the guitar, and he's just mesmerized.
Oh wow!
By that, it's really awesome.
Now, this song that we're looking at, Daddy's Little Girl, can you tell us a little bit about, wait, before we even get to that Daddy's Little Girl, do you remember, Daddy's Girl, That's all right. Do you remember the first song, your first original song? What is the title? Can you tell us a little bit about it, the story behind your first original?
Well, my first original, that's really weird you asked me that, because it wasn't too long ago, I was trying to find the lyrics to my first song, and I still have not found them yet. And I remember doing that. That was actually my senior year of high school. We had Panthers on Parade, and I was able to get up there and just perform. And I was pretty shy in high school.
Oh wow! Were there many performers back there in high school then when you were?
Yeah, actually there was another couple guys who played guitar and people just sang, but nobody was doing their own. And I remember writing this song. And to this day, I still want to find those words and actually redo that song. But yeah, I really wish I could. That's funny you asked me that, because it wasn't too long ago. Like I said, I was searching for that.
Wow. Now, do you have like a system that you use to archive your songs that you're writing right now?
Yeah, it used to be just paper, pencil. Now I'll get on there and on GarageBand and just record the song, so I have it digitally. And actually I just just started to record on an iMac.
Oh, okay.
And learning GarageBand on that, and I really want to redo some of the songs that I've recorded years ago on a 4-track cassette. put it on this.
Okay.
So it's kind of something it's a project that I'm working on.
All right. But do you remember the title of the first song you wrote?
Yeah,
The title.
I really don't.
Uh-huh.
That's what bothers me. And I was talking to a friend of mine not too long ago, and I was like, yeah, it was just like a 2-word thing. But it just won't come to me. That's why I was searching for through my papers. I saw papers from when I was, like I said, in high school.
All right. Well, it's reminding me of my music sheets too, my papers. I have a blogger dedicated to just my songs, but I haven't updated it since 2014.
Wow.
Because I went and printed something out yesterday, and I went to Ignition Garage to do over my. But yes, right now you said 2-word thing. So, Daddy's Girl. I've seen a lot of 2-word titles on your stuff. So
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Daddy's Girl. That is what I am. I have a daughter, Abigail, and she's got my heart. She lives in Colorado right now. She's been there for a couple of years, but we talk at least 2 or 3 times a week. And she tries to fly home when she can. But I wrote this for her when she was 12. And it's straight from my heart. Listen to the words. It's just straight from my heart. I mean, I am definitely a daddy's girl. I do anything for her. So this song is very, very special.
All right. Daddy's Girl exclusively here on the Smashing Show on Horizon Radio 104.3 FM from our special guest, Mark Gaut. Stick around. Daddy's Girl coming up right now. Okay. All right.
Tony.
How are we doing so far?
Oh, it's fun.
I drew this because I was bored. There's also stuff I look at.
We have a live video. Go. Get camera and do your thing. The thing you do. Thank you. Give me water. Thank you. You look at it. Yeah, I listened to this one too.
I just started working with iMac with GarageBand. I'm loving it. Widowmaker, I've got my drum track set down. I want to just put a guitar in my vocal and just see what else, but keep it pretty simple. But to actually have some percussion with my music is awesome. I've never been able to have that before.
Huh.
Never.
You just play guitar and just recorded them?
Right.
That's cool. Yeah, they have those technologies handy now.
Oh,
it's amazing.
It's incredible. I'll share about that on the radio. My first recording was a 4-track Fostex cassette player.
Okay.
And that cost over $1,000.
Oh, wow.
And now your iPhone has free GarageBand. I mean, that records 100 times better.
I don't know, maybe those were 8 tracks too, or 16 tracks.
They had
something
16 track, Fostex had them all. Yeah.
16 track, I think, because I used to record a lot of Kano studios, and they have this huge thing that has like this small video cassette tape.
Oh.
And those were the things that we recorded on too.
Wow.
And they have a way of mixing them and everything,
Right.
and mixing down to another. I don't know, it's just.
I had a reel also. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so weird to be able to get on your phone and just bring up some pictures. On my phone, I don't have pictures of her when she's really young. So I just had to pick. And I did this just for her, not for really, everybody to watch and stuff, but she knows.
All right.
That's when I went out there last year and spent some time with her in Colorado. But she is a joy to be with.
Awesome.
That's my son, clear to the left. They just don't stay young long enough. Look at this young lady.
Yeah.
Look at her.
I try to capture every moment.
Man.
I kid and this is just my thing, so that we can I mean, I'm not spending time away and they're seeing what I am doing to it, hopefully learning.
Oh,
And we're
yeah.
bonding through this process. I hope so. It's just a way of me just staying connected to, but while we're doing something
Oh,
together.
that's awesome. It's not much more special than that, I tell you what.
So does she play music too?
Oh, yeah, she plays. Oh, yeah, she plays guitar and sings beautifully.
Oh.
Now, my son is 100 times better on guitar than I ever will be.
Oh, wow.
But he's singing isn't his strength; it's his playing. He could play this classical, and all of a sudden just get up here and shred like crazy. I mean,
Wow.
he is unbelievable. He really is. Yeah, there was sometimes I go play at I'd play at a restaurant or someplace, and Joseph, will you play with me? He goes, yeah, sure, Dad. And we did a few times, but he is so particular. He wants it to sound exactly like. I said, Dad, that's not the right chord. I said, I know, but that's the easy one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's such a blessing to have a relationship like that with your kids. Because I know of so many people who just don't have that. They just don't. They don't have that relationship with their mom and dad, and I just can't imagine that.
Uh-huh.
But I always did with my dad.
Wow. Yeah, back there, they were always trying to, I guess, everybody got to do what they got to do anyways. My dad's always leaving early to go to work
Oh, yeah.
at a federal hospital because those were the government was the biggest employer. This private sector is not capitalism is not really very encouraging back there because of corruption and everything else. And my mom was a trader too, so radio was my companion.
Oh, yeah.
When I was very young too, so it means a lot to me when I do stuff like this.
Oh, I bet.
Radio is, to some people too, I've heard stories like radio is a lifesaver for them. So, so I have something for radio. I want to do it for a living, but I'm not doing it for a living right now, but I still love it.
Right.
So.
Oh, I can tell you do. And your children, your daughters, to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That's really precious.
Right there. Within range, I can see them too, and I can show them something different. So, but I don't know. Maybe as soon as the rest of the ones who are home can do something like that, then I can bring them here too and have them. And then this one will be leaving for high school or college at some point in time, and so
yeah, no.
But I just want to be able to show them.
She called me, goes, Dad, where'd you get that? You actually had that video, hooked it up so it fit in that thing.
And this is still the Smash on Horizon Radio 104.3 FM. My name is Idris. Oluwatobi's here in the studios pushing the buttons and letting the music go on air. And we have a special guest still in the studios, Mark Gaut.
I'm still here.
And that was the song you just heard, Daddy's Girl, an amazing song. Amazing song. You can check it out on YouTube under the name Mark Gaut. M-A-R-K, last name G-A-U-T. Now, you said you had a story about recording and the convenience of recording nowadays as opposed to
Oh, yeah.
when you started recording. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, but back in the old days when you wanted to record more than one track, like maybe put a guitar down and do a vocal, maybe a piano or a keyboard,
Mhm.
you had to purchase a multi-track recorder, which back then there wasn't a whole lot of companies making them, but Fostex was probably the leading brand back in the early days. And I remember buying a 4-track cassette player,
Hmm.
the little cassette, which probably a lot of people, young people will not even know what it is.
What a cassette is.
But you put the cassette in this machine and you could record up to 4 different things and play them all back. And that was amazing. And something like that cost, around $1,000. I mean, that was the thing to have. And like I was telling you during the song, now you can just pick up your iPhone and turn on GarageBand, and it's free.
Oh, wow.
And the capabilities of recording is just unbelievable nowadays. I wish I would have had that back then, but then again, it'd probably been too easy. You really had to work at it when you had a 4-track cassette.
And then you wouldn't have good stories like this.
No, that's right. That's right.
Now, I mean, that was a challenge of starting when you started. Now, going back to challenges, what are some challenges you faced when besides the recording, getting over the hump of recording on four track and stuff, what are the other challenges you faced while you were starting, and how were you able to overcome the major ones?
Oh, I think the hardest part was getting out there and playing in front of people.
Oh, wow.
That was probably my biggest thing to struggle with, was having the confidence, I guess, to get out there and play. I really struggled with that. But now, I mean, as years went on, and I just felt a little more confident what I was doing, and encouragement from friends, family. I think that's what made the turn in me. And now, I mean, it doesn't matter what people think. If I love music, I love to play and sing, I should just do it. That's kind of what my attitude is. But I try to do my best. I really do. Even when I go play at a pub, there's times I get just a little bit anxious until the crowd really gets into some of the songs and it feels good.
Now, was it at the same time that you decided to, I mean, you performed first, you write your first song in high school. Was that the same time you decided to take it professional? Like, I want to do this, I want to get serious with it?
No, it was a few years later. I actually traveled with a Christian band on Stillwaters for about a year and a half. Quit my job. My wife said she'll work full time. I quit my job, and we traveled around Colorado, different places, and didn't really make a whole lot of money, but we sure made tons and tons of memories.
Oh, wow.
That I will never forget. That was just an awesome time of growth in my life.
And the band right now, band members?
My best friend Mike, who was a keyboard player, he died in a car accident.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that was probably, that's over 25 years ago.
Oh,
But he was the number one guy.
Was that the reason why the band was disbanded?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mike was just Mike Freshaw was just an awesome person. And I still have a picture of him on my piano at home, my electronic piano, which that's what he always played. And he's kind of like an inspiration to me still to this day. But yeah, that's how God works. I mean, he brings people in your lives, and Mike went home to be with him. So that's just the way it is at times.
Now, how would you describe your sound, your style of music? How if you want to tell it to somebody?
I guess my style of music would be what I listened to when I was in high school. I mean, it was tons of John Denver, James Taylor, finger style picking music. Was never really into
Is that the one, Americana? Is that what it is?
Oh, America, yeah, America. Yeah, horse with no name.
This is a triple A Americana.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. But I like the old. I'm sure you can hear that already.
Sure. It's coming out right loud and clear.
It's just easy strumming.
Oh, wow.
Like a lot of just finger picking. One of my favorite artists. I won't play the whole song, but just love James Taylor. Just the chords he would use. But he just, yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans he made, you know, that kind of stuff just would melt me. And it still does.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, one more question before we go on to the next song that you have here for us. We already asked you about this first song. It's got no name. Or you don't. I mean, you remember what the name of it is and stuff.
Which I did.
You mentioned who did you just mention? Taylor. Right now,
James Taylor.
So, who are your creative, musical inspiration? James Taylor, one of them.
James Taylor, yeah. And I told my wife tonight. I said there might be a chance that James Taylor is driving through Goshen tonight. He's going to listen to this radio station.
Oh, okay.
He's going to call me and say, "Mark, you want to go on tour with me?"
I hope your wife is really listening anyways. She's probably laughing herself off right now.
I don't know if you've seen the movie Yesterday, the Beatles. That's kind of like my dream. Just be up on stage with James Taylor. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, James Taylor. Call Mark, please. Now, this next song, Widowmaker. Tell us a little bit about it.
I will, and actually, I think I'll do that live for you.
Oh, okay. So, how did it come about?
Widowmaker was actually November 4th. This past November 4th, 5 years ago, was when I had the Widowmaker heart attack.
Oh, wow.
To make a long story short, really, I was at work at the end of the day, and I just collapsed. My heart stopped.
Oh, wow.
And even the doctors say if it wouldn't have been for Jeremy and Mark, a couple guys who knew, CPR, if it wouldn't have been for them, I never would have made it.
Oh,
I was sweeping the floor with all the other guys, and my good friend Jason walking behind me, says, "Get out of my way, old man," just kidding around. And he went around me. When we looked back, I was on the floor. I mean, it happened that quick. I don't remember anything. Only thing I remember is waking up after the surgery.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But they said I had to shock my heart 3 different times before surgery. Once at work, once in the emergency vehicle, the ambulance, and then during the surgery itself. But yeah, the doctor said it's just a miracle.
It sounded like it. Special thanks to all those people who helped out.
Oh, unbelievable.
Because that's like a different chain of events kept you here.
Oh yeah,
the guys at work.
Yeah, it was just
on the way to the hospital,
right
in the ambulance, and at arrival.
And for Mark, who performed most of the CPR, he drives a forklift. He's never in our building at the end of the day.
Oh wow!
But that day he wanted to come through and get some stuff, and he was driving by seconds after I collapsed, and he jumped off the tow truck and was there. I mean, I really believe, God played a big part in this, but also it's the people, him putting place in the people, place them at the right place at the right time. It's incredible. And then when I got to the hospital, the surgeon was Dr. Hollerman. He was getting ready to perform surgery, heart surgery. They were all gloved up, all ready to go. and then they wheeled me in, said emergency. So they put that person aside because it wasn't an emergency, and they worked on me right away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an incredible story, and I need to remember that. I need to think about that more often because sometimes it's easy to forget just what a blessing it is to be alive, to be with my wife still, my children, my friends. And that's where this song came about. Just a few years ago, I finally wrote about it. And I can tell you, I remember writing this song downstairs. My wife was upstairs. And the words just started coming to me. And I went upstairs and told my wife, I said, I've just written the best song I think I've ever written. Because it's just about what happened to me. And I was crying, she was crying,
Wow.
and we were just touched by it. And I've never felt that before writing a song. That's why I hope this song is, a positive influence on people to say, hey, let's be thankful for what we have today. Don't take things for granted, because we have no idea how much time we have here.
Yes, sir.
There's no guarantee, or at least that wasn't for me that day. It could have been the end. But yeah, I'd like to do that one live if we could.
All right, Widowmaker, special guest Mark Gaut,
Here we go.
right here on Horizon Radio 104.3 FM. Take it away.
Hopefully I'll remember all the words. And if I do it, I'll do most of it.
Okay.
Widowmaker out the door, out of thought I'm on the floor. Didn't have time to say goodbye to my wife and children. Got these ready for me, said he's angels to me, fight to death upon me, and he won, and I will live my life again, and I will give my love again, and I will never take this life for granted, can't be like it's live again. Came like a thief in the night, took me down without a fight. Never know about tomorrow, gotta live today. Love those I love around me, life is so precious to me. My eyes are now open to see all I've been missing, and I will live my life again, and I will give my love again, and I will never take this life for granted, can't be like it's been, and I will live my life again, and I will give my love again, and I will never take this life for granted, can't be like it's been.
amazing. Thank you so much for playing us that song. And if you're listening right now and you want to listen to that again, you can go get that on YouTube. Widowmaker by Mark Gaut. Yes. I think we have 5 more minutes, but before we do that, what do we do to give us a quick update on the weather so we know how to plan our weekend? Weather forecast coming up next.
This is your weekend weather forecast on Horizon Radio. My name is Vala Marketing, and tonight it will be mostly cloudy, the low 25. Tomorrow there will be clouds in the morning and it will be sunny in the afternoon, with a high of 45 and a low of 33. And on Sunday it will be mostly cloudy, with a high of 49 and a low of 28. Keep listening to 104.3 FM, Horizon Radio.
19:46 minutos.
All right, we'll just do one commercial. Do you have one more song that you want to do in the 5 minutes? We got 5 minutes.
You got 5 minutes?
Yes. Do you have one song that you can do still, or?
I could just do a little bit, yeah.
Okay, I have. Let's see if I have one.
Do I want to do a popular song, like a song they would know, or?
It doesn't matter. It's just what you feel comfortable with.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
so I have maybe just one closing question, and if you have announcement on where you're going to be performing lately and all that stuff. So. And we are back on the Smash It Show on Horizon Radio 104.3 FM. The station is bridging cultural diversity with music and information. Your #1 bilingual community radio station in Michiana. We have a special guest, Mark Gaut, in the studios. And yes, he's been telling us amazing stories and playing amazing music here on the Smash It Show on Horizon Radio. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And now, because we have limited time, we still have about I think 13 minutes. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
We have 13 minutes, not 5 minutes. 13. Yes. And we're going to continue with a round of questions for the guest. And I think he's going to be able to play us one more song. You have enough time to play one more song.
Right.
Now, what are some of the things that you say, you're proud of about doing music?
Oh, just music's just, like I said, been just a huge part of my life. When I was young, my mom and dad divorced when I was 9 years old. So it's just my dad and I at home. And music, I just poured my heart into it. That was my escape, my refuge. And always has been. My dad, he understood that. He did. He understood that.
Good.
And actually, there is a song still, if we got time, that I wrote for my dad.
Oh, wow.
And I believe it's on the YouTube channel, but I'm not sure.
What is the title of
We
it?
could look that up.
What is the title
Oh,
of it?
you're a hero to me.
Oh, I think I saw something like that. Yes.
And
It's there.
Yeah, I mean, if we could play that, and I'll share with you, my dad. I mean, it was a wonderful, just wonderful example to me. Like I said, when my mom left, he was there for all of us, and my mom was too, at times. But my dad was the one I leaned on, and I miss him. Both my mom and dad are gone.
Oh, wow.
But when they were here, they were here. And there's a line in that song I wrote for him. He always found the time when time was hard to find. And it's so true. And that's what I try to live by, I guess, with my kids. And for all of us who are listening, I mean, take the time to be with your children. Children, take the time to be with your parents.
Oh, wow.
Because it's precious, and it's something you'll never regret.
And that's a little bit of nugget right there.
There we go.
Would you like us to play it on the YouTube, or you want to play it perform it
Yeah,
live?
play it on there. Yeah.
All
I
right.
do a little piano in there too.
Okay, this one is coming from our special guest, Mark Gaut, and this one's titled "You Are a Hero to Me."
Thank you.
You take it away.
This is professional stuff, you guys.
Thank you.
You know, that really is.
I think you have a couple of people, more than a couple of people watching. Joseph Goodnight is watching. Vincent Diaz, Franz Gonzalez, Chuy
that's
Martinez,
cool. It shows people who are watching.
and Jone Hernandez. Salas. They're watching right there. It's showing us. They joined
That's awesome.
the live video. Now, so do you have is your work recorded somewhere? I mean, are you selling like singles or you're not?
No.
You're just performing.
I'm just performing, yeah. I'd like to make a little CDs are obsolete almost anymore.
Yeah, I have about 800 of them that I did when I went to Africa when I went back.
Oh yeah,
I have about 800 of them sitting in my closet somewhere.
yeah. But I mean, like,
I made 1,000. I took 200 back to Africa. I sold about 10 here or something like that here and there, and yeah, I don't know.
yeah, it's. But I mean, the songs I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to go back to where songs that I've written that I've never recorded, just for my family, just so they have them. Because there are quite a few I just never recorded. I'd like to at least get it on GarageBand and make a CD of never released Mark Gaut songs. You know?
Maybe they'll see the light of day someday.
Yeah.
Because they have new ways of you doing these stuff now. You just bring your singles out every maybe 4 weeks or
Right.
And then after a while you can pick the ones you want to put together to make an album.
Well, even like YouTube, to be able to go on there and put that stuff, I'm so thankful I can do that.
Oh wow.
Because I found some of my old songs, I was able to just put the songs on a video with just the music, and that's what those things were. You know, just like this song here. I mean, I forgot I even had it recorded.
And sometimes it does work well if you put the words. You know, if you have somebody transcribe it and then you have it go with it and stuff, because people can learn.
Right.
And it's not always English speakers who listen to singers and songwriters or all the same language, you know.
Right.
Some people are trying to learn language and they love the music too.
Is that right?
And that's part of how I learned the English language. Through listening to music,
Is that
trying to imitate the music and Sesame Street, PBS programs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It all came together and helped me. So
That's awesome. You got a great setup here. Because you really do.
yeah.
I tell you what, really.
That's the owner right there, Mark. No, Manuel, the guy
On the left there.
on the right.
On the right.
I'm trying to move. Okay, right there,
Okay.
Manuel. And the owner right there. So. There's a big visionary behind Radio Horizonte.
Wow. Well, I'm just.
Jason Paul Holmes is saying hi to you.
Oh.
That's hi, Mark.
Great. He's driving a tractor tonight.
Oh, okay.
He's out in the fields with his wife.
Oh,
I work
okay.
with Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, pal.
Thanks for tuning in. Tobias forgot me here.
He's probably just got us on the radio.
Oh,
But I
okay.
told him, I said, I might say your name. You're the one that said, get out of my way, old man. Then I died.
Oh, wow.
He is the one who said it.
Oh, wow.
Mark, don't tell him that. I work with some great people, though.
That's awesome.
Now, how much time are we doing any more then? Is this
Yes, 5 minutes. We still have 5 minutes. bribery and corruption. I am already upset. You have to bribe me with Fanta.
Too bad. It's not.
It's yours?
I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right. You're out. That's it. And we didn't remember to add that to your title, pianist too, right? Because you play.
Yeah, I don't do that live. I make a lot of mistakes on the piano.
Oh, well, that was amazing. And that was You Are a Hero to Me by Mark Gaut. It's still here in the studios of Horizon Radio 104.3 FM, giving us amazing stories and, we have a conversation back and forth. And I think we only have one more time, a chance for one question.
Yep.
And I don't know which one I'm going to choose right now. All right, 2019 is almost over. 2020 is coming up. So what do we expect from you from 2019 till 2020? Where do audience find you, listen to your song, come support you?
Well, I tell you what, just be checking Facebook. I try to post when I'm going to play someplace. And there's little diners, certain pubs that I play on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And when I play at those places, I do a lot of the old 70s. Some of my old favorite songs and some of the songs about my faith also.
Mm-hmm.
So keep an eye on Facebook. Check out my page, Mark Gaut.
Mm-hmm.
Got Music. That's also there on Facebook. And yeah, you ever want to get a hold of me, I've got all my information right in there. So.
All right. Thank you so much for stopping by at the Smasher Show on Horizon Radio 104.3 FM. Mark Gaut, everybody, this right now, what song are you going to play for us?
I'll play just a little bit of a just song about my faith. This is a song that I've just never recorded.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I'm trying to do is record some of these songs I've never recorded just so my family have them. I just need to share with other people. But this is just a little bit of song about my faith.
The title?
Don't even have a title for it yet.
Okay. All right. Song about faith.
Yes, sir. I love you, Lord. First you loved me, gave your life on Calvary. I was so lost, but now I see. Saved my life on Calvary. And that's just funny for that one.
All right. Thank you so much for stopping by the studios of Horizon Radio 104.3 FM. We hope that when you have another exciting news or whatever you have going on and stuff, that you can still come by and still talk to us.
You betcha.
We're going to be here and you know how to reach us. Radio Horizonte on Facebook.
There you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
guys.
Really appreciate you coming by. Yes, we're entering the second segment of the Smashy Show on Horizon Radio, and that's going to be the Billboard Top 10 segment. I am going to see our guest off. Toby's still going to be putting some music onto the radio station right now and getting the Billboard charts ready so that we can get on with it. This is still 104.3 FM Horizon Radio. More music coming your way. Don't touch that dial. Play music. And then set up the Billboard chart.
That's
Thank you
almost-
so
that's a
much. Thank you so much. And that is a wrap. Yes, we have to take pictures. Yes.
That was awesome, guys.
Tony, it's gonna ask you to play that song. Yeah.
All right. Let's
Because
take
you already
pictures,
played
please.
the other one. Who's Toby?
Hey, she's gonna be in it too. Aren't you gonna be in it? You don't want to be in the photo?
Toby, take that off. Yeah, that.
The paper?
Yeah. You don't find my paper. You give me that back to me.
Well, that was my first.
Radio,
First time on radio.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's a platform that exists right here, right now, and I can always play music for my first segment, but I thought it'd be good to have artists come over.
That's awesome.
Because, when I was doing music, like I was into it, I didn't have a platform like this, and now I do have it. I want to get other people on too. So,
well, you can take a picture.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Talented young people.
And we take one right here too. Do you have your phone so they can take one on your phone too?
Oh yes, I would love that. Why don't you send something? That would be awesome.
Toby, can you take one on the phone?
Who's that singing there?
Wow.
I like that.
That's my wife's favorite song.
Oh.
No, it was Papa's favorite song. That's why we like it.
Erica too. Yeah.
Take
Toby will take it.
Okay. You said that. Oh, you probably know that. I don't want to tell you.
I'll take one with you.
Yes.
All right. He'll take one by himself.
Oh.
You got it? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Craig gave you a hug too. Craig gave you a hug too. You girls are just amazing.
Thank you so much.
They are amazing.
Would you like some drink to go?
No, I'll take my
still?
water with me though.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
I need to go run to Walmart and get a microwave.
Oh.
Ours died on us last night.
Oh, wow.
And I told her, I said, I'll stop by there tonight and went home. Good.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Smash Show on Horizon Radio 104.3 FM. Our special guest, Mark, is getting ready to get out the door right now. And I'm going to shut down this YouTube live video. We'll see you on the Billboard Top 10 Countdown. Just tune your radio to 104.3 FM. Yes, I'll send you links.